Have you ever noticed how some of the strongest men, the most focused, most driven, and most disciplined, are often the quiet ones? They don't talk much. They don't post everything they do on social media, and they don't hang around with crowds all the time. These men walk alone, not because they're weak, but because they're building something powerful inside of them. These are Sigma males. They are not like the alphas who chase attention and control others. They're not like the betas who follow the crowd and wait for approval. Sigmas are different. They walk their own path. And one of the biggest things that sets them apart is their deep connection with solitude. While most people are scared to be alone, Sigma males use it as a weapon, because when you're alone, you find out who you really are. You see, solitude isn't loneliness. Loneliness is when you feel empty without others. Solitude is when you feel full even when you're alone. And Sigma males understand this truth better than anyone. They know that the world is loud. Everywhere you go, there's noise, notifications, opinions, expectations, pressure. Everyone wants your attention, your energy, your time. But the Sigma male protects his time like gold. He knows that to grow stronger, mentally, physically, emotionally, he needs space. Space to think, space to breathe, space to sharpen his vision. And that space is found in solitude. While others waste their time talking, judging, or proving themselves, the Sigma male is alone, improving himself. He's lifting weights when no one's watching. He's reading books that expand his mind. He's journaling his thoughts to gain clarity. He's learning skills that others don't even know exist. Because he's not distracted by people who don't matter. He's fully focused on becoming the best version of himself. You won't see him chasing women at parties. You won't see him faking smiles at events just to fit in. He's not here to please people. He's here to master his life, and solitude gives him that edge. In the silence, he finds answers. In the quiet, he finds purpose. In the stillness, he builds discipline. Most people run from silence. It makes them uncomfortable. It forces them to face their own thoughts. But the Sigma male welcomes it, because he knows growth begins when the noise stops. Let's break it down. Here's how Sigma males use solitude to become stronger in every area of life. 1. Mental strength. Sigma males train their minds like warriors, while others fill their heads with gossip, drama, and distractions. The Sigma male fills his with wisdom, focus, and strategy. He knows that the mind is a battlefield, and to win in life he needs to be mentally sharp. So he spends time in solitude to reflect on his choices, understand his emotions, plan his goals, study success, develop mental toughness. He doesn't fear thinking deeply. He embraces it, because every minute spent alone is a chance to upgrade his mindset. This is why Sigma males often have deep insights. They think before they speak. They analyze before they act. They observe before they move. That calm, quiet energy you see? It comes from hours spent mastering the mind in solitude. 2. Physical discipline. Have you ever seen a Sigma male who's in great shape? It's no accident. That body wasn't built for attention. It was built in silence. In the gym, early in the morning. On the run while everyone else is sleeping. During cold showers, tough workouts, and strict diets. Discipline is the Sigma's secret weapon, and discipline is built in solitude. He doesn't need a group to motivate him. He doesn't need someone watching to push harder. He does it because he holds himself to a higher standard. When the world isn't watching, he's still putting in the work, because he knows. The real results come when no one else is around. 3. Emotional control. Most men today are emotionally weak. They react quickly. They get triggered easily. They can't handle rejection or stress, not the Sigma male. Why? Because solitude gives him emotional mastery. In silence, he learns how to process his feelings, control his reactions, let go of things that don't serve him, heal without seeking sympathy, build emotional independence. He doesn't need someone to fix him. He fixes himself. This emotional control is what gives him that calm, unshakable vibe. He doesn't explode under pressure. He stays cool, because he's already fought his emotional battles alone. Fourth, laser focus. In a world full of distractions, focus is rare. People can't even sit still without checking their phones every 5 minutes. But the Sigma male? He thrives in focus. Solitude is where his focus sharpens. No messages, no notifications, no interruptions, just him and the mission. When he works, he goes deep. He doesn't multitask. He doesn't waste time. He builds, studies, creates, and executes like a machine, because solitude allows him to block out the world and lock into his purpose. This is why Sigma males often rise faster. They don't waste energy on small talk and useless opinions. They save it for their goals. 5. Self-discovery. Solitude is the Sigma male's mirror. It shows him who he really is. No fake masks, no social roles, no trying to impress anyone. Just real, raw self-awareness. He spends time alone to understand his values, discover his passions, face his fears, forgive his past, connect with his mission. This level of self-knowledge is rare. Most people don't know who they are without others. They only exist through their social image. But the Sigma male, he knows exactly who he is, even when he's completely alone, and that gives him unshakable confidence because he doesn't rely on others to define him. 6th, strategic planning. In solitude, Sigma males become strategists. They don't just live day by day. They plan, they think long-term, they set goals, track progress, and adjust their path. This is where solitude becomes a weapon. It gives him time to zoom out, to see the bigger picture. He can ask himself, where am I going? What's my next move? What's slowing me down? What do I need to learn next? While others are stuck in chaos, the Sigma male moves with precision because he's already mapped out his path in silence. 7. Mastering skills. Every great skill requires one thing: deep practice. And deep practice needs deep focus, which is why Sigma males are often so talented at what they do. Whether it's business, art, coding, fitness, or strategy, they spend long, quiet hours refining their craft. No distractions, no validation, just them, the work, and constant improvement. And that's why when they show up, they dominate, not because they got lucky, but because they trained when no one else would. They were in solitude, building skills the world wasn't watching. 8. Inner peace. In today's world, peace is hard to find. Everyone's anxious, rushing, comparing, competing. But the Sigma male, he's calm. He doesn't live in chaos, because solitude gives him inner peace. Time alone helps him disconnect from toxic energy. He's not glued to social media. He's not comparing his life to others. He's living at his own pace, in his own space, and that peace gives him power. He's not emotionally drained all the time. He's not looking for validation. He's just grounded, strong, still. And that kind of energy is rare. People notice it. They feel it, even if they don't understand it. So what happens when a Sigma male spends all this time in solitude? What does all that silence lead to? It creates transformation. While others are aging without changing, the Sigma male is evolving day by day, hour by hour. He becomes a new version of himself through discipline, reflection, and intentional solitude. This is what people don't understand. They think being alone means being lazy, depressed, or lost. But in reality, some of the strongest men you'll ever meet were forged in solitude, because in solitude there's no one to lie to, no one to impress, no one to distract you, just you and the truth. And that truth, it can break you or build you. The Sigma male chooses to let it build him. 9. Silence as a superpower. In a noisy world, silence is a superpower. People talk too much. They reveal their plans, their pain, their weakness. But Sigma males know the power of keeping things to themselves. They don't need to explain every move. They don't announce every goal. They move in silence and let results speak, because they understand. The more you say, the less power your words hold, so they stay quiet, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. They've learned that real power doesn't need to shout, it only needs to act. 10. Energy protection. Another reason Sigma males choose solitude, they guard their energy. Energy is everything, and not everyone deserves access to yours. The wrong people will drain you, distract you, and slow you down. Sigma males are highly selective. They don't hang with just anyone. They choose relationships with purpose. If someone doesn't bring peace, clarity, or growth, they walk away. No guilt, no drama. Because they know time and energy are the most valuable currencies, and they don't waste them. 11th, strength in isolation. There's a difference between being alone by force and being alone by choice. Sigma males choose it. They isolate themselves when needed, not because they're broken, but because they're building. Think about it. The lion walks alone. The eagle flies alone. The wolf hunts alone. It's not weakness, it's preparation. Every time the Sigma male steps back from the world, he's stepping into himself. He's sharpening his instincts, healing his wounds, training for the next level. Isolation is where he gets stronger for what's next. 12th, becoming unbreakable. Life will test you. Pain, failure, loss, rejection. These things are coming, whether you like it or not. But Sigma males don't break easily. Why? Because they've already sat with pain and solitude. They've already faced failure without anyone's help. They've felt the sting of rejection and bounced back alone. They've trained their minds to stay grounded, their emotions to stay steady, their spirit to keep moving, no matter what. So when life gets tough, they're already tougher. Not because someone saved them, but because they learned how to save themselves. 13. No need for approval. The Sigma male doesn't live for likes, praise, or applause. He doesn't need to be seen to feel successful, because solitude has taught him how to validate himself. He knows his worth. He respects his own grind. He sets his own standards. And that makes him dangerous in the best way. He can walk away from anything that doesn't align with his purpose. People, places, habits, even money. He's not attached to the outside world. Because everything he needs, he built inside himself. 14th, long-term vision. Sigma males don't live for the weekend, they live for legacy, and legacy takes time. It takes years of focus, discipline, sacrifice, and silence. Solitude helps him stay patient. While others chase fast results, the Sigma male plants seeds for the future. He's not moved by trends, he's not swayed by opinions, he's on a long-term mission, and he's willing to stay in the shadows while others shine temporarily, because he knows the longer you grind in private, the louder your success becomes in public. 15. Mastering masculinity. True masculinity isn't loud. It's not about dominance, aggression, or ego. It's about control. Control over your body, control over your emotions, control over your mind. And that level of control? It's developed in solitude. Sigma males don't seek manhood from the outside, they earn it from the inside. By pushing themselves, by disciplining themselves, by choosing growth over comfort. They become strong not to impress others, but to protect, provide, and lead when it matters most. 16th, selective relationships. Because Sigma males spend so much time alone, their standards are high. They're not desperate for company. They don't chase women, fake friendships, or shallow attention. They'd rather be alone than be around people who don't add value. That's why when a Sigma male does let someone into his life, it means something. He's intentional. He values quality over quantity. He's not looking for people to complete him. He's looking for people who are complete on their own, just like him. 17. Using boredom as a weapon. Most people run from boredom. They need to be entertained 7 hours every day. But Sigma males use boredom to their advantage. When the world gets quiet, when there's nothing new on their feed, when the dopamine runs out, that's when their real creativity kicks in. They start writing, training, building, reflecting. They use boredom as a doorway to deeper focus and creation because they know silence creates space, and that space is where brilliance is born. 18. Fearless independence. The Sigma male doesn't just survive alone, he thrives. He doesn't need a crowd to feel safe. He doesn't need approval to feel worthy. He doesn't fear walking alone because he's trained for it, and that's what makes him rare. Most people can't handle the pressure of being solo, but the Sigma male, he embraces it because solitude has taught him to rely on no one but himself. 19. Self-trust. This might be one of the most powerful things solitude gives a Sigma male: unshakable self-trust. When you spend enough time with yourself, you stop doubting, you stop second-guessing, you learn to hear your own voice clearly. And Sigma males develop this deep inner compass. They don't always need advice, they don't always need guidance, they trust their instincts because they've sharpened them in solitude. This self-trust helps them move with confidence, even in chaos. 20. The return. After all the solitude, all the growth, all the quiet progress, there comes a moment when the Sigma male returns, not to prove a point, not to impress anyone, but simply because he's ready. He's stronger, sharper, wiser. And when he steps back into the world, people notice. They ask, "Where have you been? How did you level up so fast? Why do you seem different?" And the answer, it's not magic, it's not luck, it's solitude. In the end, the world doesn't understand the Sigma male, and that's fine, because he's not here to be understood. He's not here to follow the crowd. He's here to follow his purpose. Solitude is his secret weapon, and through that silence, he's built strength, wisdom, peace, discipline, confidence, power. So if you're walking alone right now, keep walking. Don't rush to fit in. Don't fear the silence, because this is where the real growth happens. The world may not see you now, but one day, they will wonder how you became unstoppable, and only you will know the truth. You became powerful in the silence. You became a Sigma.